Well, welcome back to the Andrew Eborn Show with me, Andrew Eborn. I'm joined by Charlie Mullins, OBE, with a shocking news that there's a threat to take away that OBE. Charlie, we got cut off beforehand. You're having slight problems where you are at the moment. Tell me, have you been given any official word on how this could play out? And what's the actual mechanism for someone losing an OBE? And are you preparing to fight it?
Well, I think that's obvious. I'm prepared to fight it. The mechanism is they make a decision. All the busybodies sit around the table that've got nothing else to do and make a decision about hard-working people. And depending on what evidence they've got and who's pulling the strings and who's putting the brown envelopes around, then they make the decision that they think is right. But yeah, that's the long and short of it, basically. So I'm back to see the lawyers this week. Yeah, it will be, it'll be announced this week. But look, they're not going to win anyhow. But if they do win, they lose. And if they lose, then they're going to lose big time.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about brown envelopes and things like that. There's obviously a sense of humour which we'll look through this just for the lawyers who will crawl all over this video. But you've got a big following, plenty of people who admire your straight talking style. What's the reaction been like from those who know you and know that this might actually happen since you told them?
I've not told them. You know, the Labour, whatever they're called, the busybodies, the Cabinet Office sent a letter in November telling me this is private and confidential. I mustn't discuss it. I'm being frank with you. I didn't discuss it, not because it's private and confidential. I didn't discuss it because I didn't want to give them any more ground to attack me. But it's not private and confidential. It's a matter that needs to be brought out in the open. Now I'm ready to bring it out because obviously I'm going to see my lawyers and be coming out one way or the other. But as I say, if they get their own way and they take the honours thing OB off me, then they lose. If they back down and don't take it off me, then they lose even bigger. Because if mine goes, then 100 other people's needs to go, and one of them needs to be calm. And I should be naming and shaming Labour MPs that have got medals and, they've been in nick for nonsense and paedophile, and I'll be exposing them because, it's out there, but it's being hidden up. So take mine off me and you need to take quite a lot of other people's off. But bearing in mind, I'm not a convicted criminal. I'm someone that's said what I wanted to say on X, so-called freedom of speech, so-called what Keir Starmer brought in years ago, about freedom of speech. He's the one that brought this regulation in. He was the one that was behind it. Now he's telling everybody, don't say anything. He's a bit like a bank manager, you know what I mean? He'll lend you an umbrella as long as it ain't raining. But, yes, I'm upset. But, I know the outcome is that they lose. And, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. It's as simple as that, really. I'm being victimised and I'm just not prepared to do it. I have a few quid, fortunately, that I've worked very hard for. And I'm happy to spend every penny possible to prove them wrong. But I won't need to be honest. I've got, my lawyers evidently have got a 52-page statement from many, many people that I work with or know me genuinely, that is very supportive of it. Obviously my lawyers have managed to contact the right people that they need to, keeping it private and confidential. And we've now presented the evidence. They've got no evidence. For me, it's game over. It's really now just really a case now of tying out with my lawyers and see where we go from here. They're not getting it back. Even if they think they're getting it back, they're not getting it back. Because I will take legal action against them. You with me? I will take legal action against them.
Absolutely, and
That's
you've
for
made that
sure.
clear. Now, you sold Pimlico Plumbers for a reported 145 million, a testament to your success. Does this OBE threat overshadow that legacy, or is it just noise compared to what you've achieved?
Um, it- Look, it was a great achievement. Let's not kid anybody. Um, yeah, it does overshadow it. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, because not many people would get an honour for business and you know, helping other people. Um, yeah, it does overshadow it. As I say, I'll go back to what I'm saying. They're trying to ruin my reputation or give me a bad name. I've already got one, so I don't need them to give me one. But they're really trying to, like, you know, ruin We Fix London. They're trying to destroy what they're actually doing. We're busier now than ever. We've been going for 6 months. The phones are non-stop ringing because I am outspoken and I am saying what millions of other people saying. And again, not everybody agrees with me, and I don't have a problem with that. We've all got an opinion, Andrew. Problem with opinions is, you know, they're like arseholes. We've all got one. You might want to cut that, but anyhow. But yeah, look, sorry, I'm just very annoyed with it, and
No.
yeah, that's the long and short of it.
No, your passion and the hurt that you're obviously feeling is clear. I mean, and I guess the answer to this question is clear as well. Is that if they did take it away, Charlie, would you hand it back with a shrug, or is this something worth going to the wire for? What's your line in the sand?
I've already worked that one out. Look, they're not getting it back. Okay, they're not getting it back. The time they will get my OBE back is when I've had enough of the Labour government. When they carry on with their dirty tricks, then I'll be handing it in and telling them where they can stick it. And I don't think, you know, I don't think you've got to be a, you know, I don't think you've got to have half a brain in your head on where. So the only time they'll be getting it back is when I tell them to stick it. Yeah, that's it. And I was so close to doing that recently, if I'm being honest with you. I nearly handed it in because of this nonsense with Khan, you know, to honour a man like that that's destroyed London single-handedly. I say, if it was wartime, he would be the enemy. You know, there's no two ways about it. If it was wartime now, Starmer would be the enemy. Rayner, Reeves, all of them. They're destroying the country. So the only way to get it back is when I want to hand it back to them. And I hope that doesn't happen. But, you know, I'm very, very, how would you say, put out with what they're doing to the UK. And, you know, if they want to be clever, carry on doing what you're doing and I'll give you it back. I'll hand it back because I don't want nothing to do with people like that are in government. That's the only way they're going to get it back. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully, you know, we go back to what we're saying. There gets an early election to be called, and a new political party will be in there. Hopefully reform. But even if it's not, anybody but Labour. And I don't have any personal grievance with them. This is not a personal attack on them. You know, I know a few of them, unfortunately, but you know, they're just not doing the job that we're paying them for, and they're conning the public. They're conning us. They're treating us like idiots. They're robbing us left, right, and centre. You know, I'll tell you why they're robbing us. They want every penny they can get off us now because, you know, there's going to be civil war or World War III coming out of there, and they need their money for the defence of our country. I mean, they've emptied the prisons for a reason. They've emptied the prison so they can put people like me in it that are outspoken. They're going to put people that are going to protest against them. That's why they've emptied the prisons. And we all know they're going to be who's going to be filled up with them. You know, they just let all these convicts out. Right, I've got to be honest with you. They've let them out. Some of them are reoffended. And I read the other day, and they're letting them out again.
So do you see, I mean, you mentioned Tommy Robinson. You mentioned Tommy Robinson beforehand. Do you see yourself in the same category?
No, not at all. Not at all. That was a tongue-in-cheek throwaway comment. I'm sure the busybodies will be jumping on it, but it was just a tongue-in-cheek comment. What I'm trying to say is, you know, look, whatever his case or story is, it's not my story to tell. My story's about me, but I'm just saying is, as a, you know, if he cell weren't occupied, they probably want to put me in it, but it's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen. I mean, I moved out of the UK for a reason, to get away from these type of people. You know, if anything, they should be in jail. You know, they're telling lies. They're bringing the country into disrupt. They're ruined the economy. They're very, very racist. You know, they're playing all the racist cards. They're just stirring up trouble. They said to me on one of the things that I said that I'm enticing trouble. I've just heard that, what do you call him, person, what do you call him, Sadiq Khan. I've just heard him say that if Donald Trump comes out here, the protesters need to go on the streets and protest. That's enticing trouble, isn't it? You know, all I said was, you know, get the army on the streets and let them do the job we're paying them for. Get the Navy in the sea and let them do the job that we're paying for. So anyhow, look, they're not going to win. They're going to lose anyhow. You know, I mean, they've lost anyhow. And that's it, really. And even if and when they apologise to me, then I'm not accepting the apology. They've done the damage. And as I say, they'll get it back when I decide to tell them where to stick it, if they carry on. Yeah. Sorry for being annoyed about it. But there you go. There you are.
No, you're not just annoyed, but you're incredibly hurt. So beyond this saga, Charlie, what's next for Charlie Mullins? Are you channeling this energy into new ventures or taking a step back to enjoy the fruits of your labour?
Busier now than ever, Andrew. To be honest, I'm busier than ever. And, you know, I mentioned a new company, which is a family business, EXCLUSIVE London. They're doing great. We're booming. You know, everything that Reeves has chucked us, we've managed to get round it. You know what I mean? Many businesses can't get round it. So I'm putting all my energy into making this the best London service company in London that is already heading that way. You know, we're getting people back into work. We've got apprentices, you know, coming on with us. Yeah, I'm over the moon about it, about the business side of it. Yeah, I'm not there. I live in Spain. Yes, I'll go back. You know, to help out with my expertise. But, you know, I've got many people there who work for me for years. We're all drinking from the same teapot, and it'll be a success irrespective of the Labour government. I'm not going to allow Rachel Reeves to destroy my business. I ain't going to allow it. And they've also got another shock coming, because when the national insurance goes up, okay, I'm going to pay in the old rate. I ain't paying the new rate. I'm not paying the new rate. Let them sue me. Let them charge me interest. I'm not paying the new rate. And I'll give out my suggestion to all other businesses, pay in the other old rate, which was still too much, but don't give them the extra 1 to 2% that they want. I ain't paying it. Let them take me to court on it. You know, I ain't paying in any more money of hard-working money that they can give to, you know, the illegals, the migrants, the immigrants, migrants, illegals, the people running away from war. You know, basically, I ain't paying in any more money for all the ponces that are coming over here and abusing our system. If you don't contribute into the pot, then you shouldn't be allowed to take out of it. And people keep saying to me, Andrew, I've left the UK to avoid tax. Well, if I was avoiding tax, I would have done it probably 50 years ago. And you don't come to Spain, it's actually dearer. You know, I've come here because it's convenient and I can get back for family. So I'm not here to avoid tax. I'm not on the payroll at EXCLUSIVE London. I'm evidently executive non-chairman, meaning, i.e., you don't get no dosh. And the reason I've done that is because I'm just not prepared to give the government any more of my money. I paid in over 100 million in tax and national insurance, besides what my businesses are paid in, you know, and you know, I've got them attacking me, victimising me, somebody that actually contributes to the UK. And, you know, you've got the other lot that have never put 2 bob in, and, you know, they're giving them everything they want, you know, everything they want. Yeah. Anyhow, I want to stop being annoyed, Andrew, because the good news is I'm going to go back, meet up with Cohen Davis, my lawyers, and we will come out winning this. They lose. Labour lose. I'm telling you now, they lose. Mm-hmm. And even that Dr. Rahm, whatever his name is, if he wants to make himself busy, then make yourself busy, because I should also prove that you're not right, that you don't stack up, that you're the one that's racist. Cool, I sound like I'm on a soapbox here at Hyde Park. Anyhow, the good news is I'm on the way to the airport, Andrew, and I know I always go against this working from home, right? and I'm totally against it, you know, because they sit there making out all dressed up in that, and I'm not into that, Andrew. Right? I'm not into all that. Like, you know, when you're making out, you're like all dressed up and everything, right? Sorry.
Charlie, it's great you had to see you haven't lost your sense of humour. It's been a pleasure, as always, having you on the Andrew Eborn Show. You always break the best news on here, whether it's standing as a reform candidate or the battle that you get. But whatever happens with this OBE business, there's no denying you've made your mark, not just as a businessman, but as someone who says what he thinks, no filter required. You want to say something else?
Yes. Can I, when I get it sorted this week, can I come back on and make the announcement?
Yeah, absolutely. You are welcome on anytime. All the news breaks on the Andrew Eborn Show. Subscribe now. Get the latest on Charlie Mullins. This is the soap opera waiting to happen.
Andrew, I'll be in a position this week to sort it.
Okay, well, look, fantastic. We'll get you back. I'll tell you what, Charlie, what I also wanted, the Netflix rights to the TV show, which is going to be all about you. We could sort that out as well.
Why not?
Yeah, it's got to be good. We'll be watching to see how it unfolds, Charlie. I've got no doubt you'll handle it with the same grit that you've got here. Charlie, thanks very much, and the best of luck with everything.
Cheers, fella. Thank you. Thanks.